What's up, everybody? So I had a few extra minutes today and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a drum lesson. I wanted to approach a topic that I get a ton of questions about, and that topic is speed. How do you become a faster drummer as far as hands go, as far as feet goes, and just in general, how do I become a faster drummer? I get a ton of questions about it, and so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about it. I wanted to kind of describe to you a little bit of a practice routine that you can use to quickly and efficiently increase how fast your hands are and your feet are. Now, I will say that I don't really feel that speed is most important when it comes to drumming. I think that's something that should come like third or fourth. You need to focus on timing, rhythm, groove, and tempo in general before you ever really get to wanting to just like blast some notes down and just go crazy. But I do feel that the more chops you have, the faster hands you have, the more opportunities that you can get. But still, being able to lay down a good groove, being able to play in time, and being able to play along with other people is going to get you more gigs first. But even though I don't really consider myself an expert or the fastest drummer on the planet or anything anywhere near that, I want to share with you some of my tips for increasing the speed of your hands, increasing the speed of your feet, and just becoming a faster player and have better chops in general. Now, I really think that there's about three sort of steps that you do to increase your hands and your feet. This can apply to both. I'm mostly just going to talk about your hands, but you can take these exact same ideas, apply them directly to your feet. What you want to do is you want to start off with exercises. Lots and lots of exercises. Find some exercises for drum set, exercises for drum pad, exercises for snare drum, for tenors, for whatever you really want to play, whatever you want to be good at, and you need to just kind of compile a wide variety of different exercises to play. So once you have a lot of stuff that works on a large range of kind of parts of drumming, like you want to work on triplet grids, 16th grids, you want to work on rudiments, you want to work on grooves, you want to work on double bass techniques, you have to find the things that you want to work on. Then comes step number 2. Step number 2 is to slowly but really effectively increase the speed at which you play these things. And how you do that is day 1, you take an exercise, you get a metronome, and say 80 BPM is really slow for an exercise on the metronome. So you start there. The first day, you just play that exercise. You play it at that speed, you play it perfectly in time with that metronome, and you make sure everything about that exercise is played perfectly. Once you play it perfectly that day, you're done. So say 80 BPM is easy. Leave it at that for that day. Make sure you've done everything perfectly there. The next day, increase it by about 4 BPM, maybe 3 BPM, maybe even 2 BPM if you really want to get technical with it. But I would do it a little bit faster at the beginning and slow down later on. So say first day is 80, next day is 84, next day is 88, next day is 92, next day is 95, next day is 98. And you start slowing down a little bit once you get up to the higher numbers. But if you do it like that, just a week later, 7 days later, you've increased it by over 20 BPM. And that's a pretty big difference. You don't really think about it that way. You don't think like, oh, if I increase it by a couple each day, I'm going to get that fast. But that's how it really works. You could go from to, and if you're a beginning drummer, that's a huge improvement. I mean, even in like a couple of weeks, you could be like, and so you really want to take that and slowly but surely increase it each day. And what you have to focus on is making sure that each day, before you are done with that exercise, that you're playing it perfectly at that speed. If you have to stop for that day and you haven't played it perfectly yet, same speed the next day. Don't increase the speed until you can play it perfectly at the speed you're at. That's one thing a lot of drummers, I see them making the mistake of trying to play things they can't play yet at a speed that they can't play it at. And that doesn't really help you, because then you're practicing doing it wrong. The most important thing is to get the technique right, to get the rhythm accurate, and to get it in time before you move on to the next part. And then lastly, to improve your hands is to really apply it. And you may think that that's just like common sense, but you have to apply it in the right way. Like say you learn that type of exercise. Well, now the next time you play a song or the next time you get on the kit, you want to incorporate that into your playing. Move it around the kit. Put the accent on different drums. Put the accent on different cymbals. And just learn to take what you've learned to play and then incorporate it onto the kit. Or incorporate it onto a snare drum or tenors or whatever you're playing, but you want to practice playing it in an actual environment that is for real. Like not just your practice time, but also say you're playing live with a group, or you're playing at a church, or you are playing with a drum line. Like you want to make sure that everything you learned from that exercise is applied to what you're playing. Say you're on the drum line and you have a passage that's 16th note accent now. Make sure that those accents are coming up to the right height. Everything is being played the same way you practice that type of stuff at home. And so that's the fastest way to go from not really being able to play something to playing something really well and building the speed of your hands at the same time. And this can be applied to anything. Like I said, do it to as wide of a variety of stuff as possible. If each day you sat down and you did 2 different types of 16th note grid, you added one with diddles, one with accents, or one with accents and diddles, and then you also did a triplet grid, and then you also did rudiments, and you really just spread it out into as many different things as possible, it's really going to increase the ability to play things. And that also goes for your feet. You can do some of these same exercises on your feet. You can do something like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1 and 2 and 3E and a 4E and a... Sorry, I'm running out of breath there. But you can do stuff like that on your feet to increase your foot speed. I mean, you do that and increase it by a few BPM per day, pretty soon you're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a... And that's some pretty impressive double bass. That's really something that you can take and go have a lot of fun with. So those are the 3 quick steps to actually improving your hand speed really quickly. And if you take that to heart and you actually make sure that you perfect everything before you move it up to speed, you're going to become a much faster, much better playing drummer really fast. And to get fast is pretty cool. That's what I'd have to say about that. I mean, it's definitely, if you have a practice time or a practice routine and you take it seriously and you go after that kind of goal, and you set a goal, you say, like, I'm at 80 right now, 4 weeks from now I want to be at 120. You could do that. You could do that easily. 4 weeks moving from 80 to 120, you can move it up 1 or 2 BPM per day, and you won't even really feel the difference. But you'll be getting so much better, so much quicker. So yeah, that is that exercise. Thanks for watching. Hope that helped a little bit. I will be doing a live stream question and answer session tomorrow, Monday, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so tune in for that. And make sure you ask me some questions. Also, if you have any questions about this exercise or this lesson, post them below, and I will try to respond to as many as I can. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and have a nice one.